Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Here in Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top, new level. On my level, don't see anybody, I don't see them. This right here could never stop, this could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time, ay. I live on the job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk, facts. I feel so special, facts. I know my worth, facts. My bloodline royal, facts. We the kings of the earth, right? You can't stop this, nah, nah. You can't stop this.
I have one quick question.
Yes, go ahead, my sister.
Why not celebrate your birthday?
I'm going to explain to you. That's a very good question. So, let's get, hold on. Let's answer the sister's question about birthdays. First of all, let me get Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
Let me get Exodus 20 and 3.
Bring it out.
And we're going to give some history on birthdays and what took place to the Israelites on birthdays. So let's just read this first. This is one of the 10 commandments, which is the first commandment, thou shalt have no other gods but me.
Right.
Okay, so read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3. Bring it out. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
So, Bible says we shall have no other gods before us. Now, we understand that it was the Lord that put us here, the Lord that allowed our mothers to give birth to us. But there's a difference between you honoring yourself and you honoring the Lord. Because on a birthday, the person that if they're celebrating their birthday, that person is the one who's being honored above God. Okay? And we're going to get some examples. How you doing, my sister? Right now, we're going over why we're not allowed to celebrate our birthdays, which we do as a people on a daily basis. And like I said, all of us here, we used to celebrate our birthdays too. We're not exempt, we're not holier than thou. We used to do the same thing. And somebody had to teach us that it was wrong. It was a sin according to the Bible.
That's right.
So let's get the origin of birthdays. Let's go to Genesis.
Bring it out.
Let's go to Genesis. We're going to get some examples on what took place when birthdays were celebrated. Genesis chapter 40, and we're going to read verse 19.
Bring it out.
Genesis chapter 40, verse 19.
Look at Genesis chapter 40 and verse 19. Bring it out. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee.
So this is a dream. This is an interpretation that Joseph was given. So he's saying this is the dream that about the chief baker and the chief butler, what would happen on the birthday. Go ahead.
Yet within 3 days shall the Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on the tree.
Go ahead.
And the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday.
So it came to pass on the 3rd day where this dream had came to fulfillment, that it was Pharaoh's birthday. Because during this time, the Israelites were starting to approach the Egyptian captivity, which is our first major captivity.
Right.
So we see that there was a death on Pharaoh's birthday. So there was a death that took place. And let's see who else. What another nation. Let me get Matthew 14:6.
Bring it out.
We're going to read different examples that our people were put to death when we celebrated birthdays, or when we had the involvement of birthdays. Matthew chapter 14 and verse 6.
The book of Matthew.
Start at verse 1. Matthew 14 and 1, so we get the context.
The book of Matthew, chapter 14 and verse 1. At the time, Herod, the Tetrarch, heard of the fame of Jesus.
So this is Herod. He was an Idumean. He was an Edomite who was ruling Jerusalem at that time. He would be a so-called white man today.
Bring it out. And said unto his servants, this is John the Baptist.
So this is John the Baptist, the one who paved the way for Jesus Christ.
That's right. He is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works to show the forth themselves in him.
So Herod was able to see that mighty works are shown forth through this man. Go ahead.
For Herod had laid hold on John.
So Herod had laid hold on John. Okay, it's like he's gonna hold him, like put him in ward. Go ahead.
And bound him.
Go ahead.
And put him in prison in Herodias' sake.
So he put him in prison, he put him in hold, okay, so that way he can't escape anywhere. Go ahead.
His brother Philip's wife. For John said unto him, it is not lawful for thee to have her. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude, because they counted him as a prophet.
Go ahead.
But when Herod's birthday...
So when Herod's birthday, so now this is the birth. First we read about the birthday of Pharaoh. Now we're reading about the birthday of Herod. Somebody, John the Baptist, is about to get killed. Go ahead.
Was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask.
So he promised to give her whatsoever she would ask. So this is what he requested. Go ahead.
And she, being more instructed of her mother, said, give me here John Baptist's head.
Give him what?
John Baptist's head in a charger.
So that's what Herod wanted for his birthday. He wanted the head of John the Baptist on a charger, on a silver platter.
Right.
This is another occasion that took place on the birthday of another nation. Okay? Now, let's get Job. Let's see what happened to Job. Job, the book of Job is one of the oldest books in the Bible. Job lived during the time of Genesis. Okay? It's one of the oldest books in the Bible. And now we're going to read what happened to Job's children on them celebrating their birthdays. Okay? Let's start at Job chapter 1 verse 1.
Book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 1. Bring it out. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
So it says that there was a man named Job, and he was perfect. What made him perfect? Because he kept the commandments of the Lord. He was perfect in the eyesight of God. Now jump down to verse 4.
And his sons went and feasted in their houses. Right. Every one his day.
Every one his day. Let's find out what his day is referring to. Jump to chapter 3 and verse 1. Let's find out. They feasted in their houses, every one his day. Let's find out what his day is referring to.
The book of Job, chapter 3 and verse 1. After the open Job his mouth and cursed his day.
So Job opened his mouth and cursed his day.
And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born.
So Job said, let the day perish wherein I was born. So when it says his day, is the day that you were born, what we know as today as your birthday. Okay?
Get out. The night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived.
There is a man-child conceived, because when our mothers give birth to us, when our mothers conceive us, that's considered what? The day we are born is our birthday. Okay?
Let that day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above.
So let that day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above. Right. Job didn't want his birthday to be acknowledged. Now we're going to go back to chapter 1 to find out why did Job said that 2 chapters later. You know what I'm saying? So now, go down to, so they was feasting on his day. Go back to verse 4.
The book of John, chapter 1 and verse 4. And his sons went and feasted in their houses. Everyone his day.
So everyone his day. So that was on their birthday. Okay? His day represents their birthday. Go ahead.
And sent and called for 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them.
Go ahead.
And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sanctified them and rose up early in the morning.
So Job had sanctified them because Job, we're going to read, Job was like, I don't feel that this is the right thing to do. Job has suspicion, like, he's scratching his head. He's like, I don't think this is the right thing to do that my kids are getting involved in. Go ahead.
And offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all.
Because the burnt offerings was going into, during the time of the Levites, the Levitical priesthood, we will offer sacrifices, trespass offering, burnt offerings, if we felt that we did something wrong in the eyesight of God. Right. So Job offered those offerings. Go ahead.
For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned.
Job said what?
It may be that my sons have sinned.
So Job came to the conclusion, said, it may be that my sons have sinned. Okay, read on.
And cursed God in their heart.
So Job acknowledged that, I think my sons have broken the commandment of God and cursed God in their minds. Right. Job acknowledged that while after the party was over, they ate and drank, feasted on his day, on his birthday. Job said, hold up, I think that my sons disobeyed God.
Bring it out.
You know what I'm saying? Now what happened to these kids? To prove that, because the wages of sin is death. The payment for sin is death. And let's see what happened to Job's kids. What was their payment? What was their recompense from God? Jump down to verse 18, I think it is.
Look at Job, chapter 1 and verse 18. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house.
So this is what happened. While he was yet speaking, he said, you know what, your kids, they were eating and drinking in their eldest brother's house, everybody his day. Go ahead.
And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness.
Go ahead.
And smote the 4 corners of the house.
What do you think that means if they smoke the 4 corners of the house? What you think happened right there in that scenario? Crash the house. And what happens if you crash a house? If there's a bulldozer right now, bulldozes that house right there, what do you think that's going to happen to the people that are inside that building? They're going to get crushed. So read that again, verse 18.
While he was yet speaking, and there came also another, and said, thy sons and thy daughters that were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and behold, there came a great wind, the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead.
So that house fell upon the young men, just like you said, and they are dead. So we read 3. Now let me get Jeremiah. Let's see what the prophet Jeremiah said. What is that, 20 and 14? All right, let's see what Jeremiah said. Jeremiah, which was hundreds of years after Job, said the same thing that Job had said. So far, we read that the origin of the birthdays with the Egyptians, it started with an Egyptian custom. They would honor their birthdays. Right. And they had somebody killed on their birthday. Right. We read about Herod. Herod had John the Baptist decapitated on his birthday. Right. We read about Job's children, that how people got killed on their birthday. Right. Job acknowledged, because remember we read Job was perfect. If Job was a perfect man, he had the opportunity to know what it means to be unperfect. Right. Okay? So read what you got right
Jeremiah,
there.
chapter 20 and verse 14. Cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not that day wherein my mother bare me be blessed.
So even Jeremiah said, let not that day when my mother bare me be blessed. So even Jeremiah said the same thing that Job said, okay? So does that answer your question about birthdays? Yes, we are not allowed to celebrate birthdays.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone, 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.